let's talk about Pokemon today. I picked the Rudy Top Hat Florida Flamingo Rudy Man because I thought it matches the pink Fusion Strike box. It looks good, folks. Little things in life. Seriously. Little things. Okay, so today's box opening is brought to you by the patron, Keith G. Keith says, Rudy, I like Fusion Strike. I said, you know what? You and at least one other person in the world does. So, anyways, as we march boldly into the shadow of darkness and valley of shadow of dooms and all this fun fancy words, and I'm smart and, I know things, and if I say big acronyms, that makes me special on my resume. Look at this thing. Look at that presentation. How pretty is that? That's nice. Okay, so let's just make a nice little thing like that. All right, so what are we looking at here? Fusion Strike is the most recent Pokemon release. We got the old brilliant fancy stars coming out pretty soon. Let me get the order here. So it's what? About 5 commons. Then we get our normal little reverse fancy schmancy, and then the regular rare. And then you get your energy, then 3 uncommons, right? Is that... All right, cool, we're in the game. So, all right, so the most recent, box prices are bouncing, what? 90 to 100 right now? Not really tanking, not really doing much. Holy smokes, here comes something flashy, fancy schmancy. So our first fancy schmancy card here is old Dr. Mew. Okay. I was looking at the prices of some of these. See, it's interesting how Pokemon works, and at least in my limited knowledge, understanding, and how people look for chase cards. And wait a minute, are the code cards, they look different? Oh, they got different things in the back. I just noticed that. It's kind of interesting. Some of these Pokemon sets, especially older ones, all the value will be piled up into a couple really expensive, like $50, $80, $100 chase cards, Looking at you, Roaring Skies, back in the day. And then you get these other Pokemon sets where a lot of the cards just have value. And where the value is more evenly distributed throughout the product. And a lot of people contact me and say, Rudy, let me tell you why, Evolving Skies is going to do so well. Let me tell you why... Still a creepy looking Pokemon. Every time I see them, I'm not going to comment anything. Let me tell you why, Brilliant is going to take over everything. People always have their fancy theories and all these things, and that's all okay. But when it comes down to it, I'll give you the Rudy opinion. The Rudy opinion is none of it really matters. No matter what your theory is, how right or wrong you are in the short term, in the long game, wow, we're not really getting much at all. This is a pretty slow start, Keith. It doesn't really matter. It really comes down to when Pokemon makes these products and they inject the big chunk of waves into the market, and then eventually, wow, where are all the good cards? Holy smokes. Depending how much they put into the market and how the market accepts or rejects it, and then how much they keep reshoving into the market as the product ages, really kind of, that's cool looking. Look at that Butterfree. That looks nice. That's what really shifts the price long. And see, in the short term, people need to understand, it doesn't matter how much you love or hate the set. It really just comes down to how much every store across the country gets, and, well, how fast every store across the country wants to dump the product on the market for the most, highest market price they can to recoup their money, make a couple bucks a box. Oh, that is a really flashy card. Look at this. Rillaboom! Holy cow, there's a lot going on that artwork. God, that textured fanciness is nice. Okay. So, wow, that's cool. So that's what I think. That's kind of really how I see things. And then once the stores dump or unload most of their product and, pump it out, and you always get a few stores out there that always just, every release, they take whatever they get, whether it's 10 boxes. Wow, okay, so now we're getting all the fancy stuff. Greninja. You gotta love the names, You gotta love the name. The names just crack me up. Anyways, there's always some stores that they just take, whether they get 5 boxes or 5,000, they just dump everything on the market. Even if it's at a break even, a loss, it means nothing. Their job is to just literally dump truck it on the market, And that always causes, I try to discuss this sometimes in all markets, that causes a lot of short-term extreme price swings. You see sealed product, happens all the time with Pokemon, happens all the time with Weiss, happens all the time with Magic. You see sealed product come out and then just get absolutely annihilated straight down to literally almost distributor pricing. And then you see all the lab coat, smart people on the internet See, oh, there it is. Bad product. Look at it. It came out and it went down and it's all garbage. You know, and that's really doesn't reflect the product. And that's why the card world tends to have, you know, like I always say, you gotta let a product come out and then give it, usually, you have release dates and then release date plus 90 days. After 90 days, there's another new set in front of it in every single genre. And you can see where things really settle. You can see where the single cards, you can see where the boxes, because all the big boys by that point in time, Swampert, you can see by then, all the people who need to unload and get their money back to pump and dump the next product will move on to the next product, and you start to see market price stabilization. And it's always been that way. And I think, oh, look at this little guy. Obstagoon. Very cool. So we got 5 of those so far. We only got 3 of the fancy schmancy, and we are now officially in the second half of the box. You guys see that over there? That's always been my outlook. And Pokemon tends to be, whoa, what is that? Whoa, that's cheese. Look at this power tablet. My goodness, there's enough gold on there to make Rudy's hair grow back. Okay, it's probably not worth that much, but I don't know. A lot of times those things are at least 10, 20, 30 bucks. So even if it's 10 bucks, it's still 10 bucks, right? It's not bad. You know, anyways. But that's how I see things, you know. And that's why I always tell people, that's a nice Snorlax. I like that Snorlax. That's why I tell people all the time, you cannot overly freak out when you see a Magic Collector box go down and stay down for many months. You can't freak out when a new Pokemon set comes out. Says, oh god, there we go. I mean, look at Chilling Reign. Look at this. Dude, that Chilling Reign is going to be such a good story in the next 12 to 24 months when I do follow-up videos. God, that's going to be such a good story. Literally, I'm just chomping at the bits to make follow-up videos. And whoa, we got Dr. B over here. Michael Bolton coming in with the fancy schmancy. Okay, so this is turning out to be a pretty, I guess, solid box. I don't think we've gotten any of these crazy $50 pulls, but so far, we've got a bunch of like $3, $5, $8, $10 pulls, so look at this Sandgasm, that's cool. So that's kind of my perspective of it. You know, I always have an issue because people are just so, they literally go online and say, oh, what's the price at? Oh, no, it's garbage. No, look at that. See, it's been out for a week, it's already gone to 0. Anyone who's been in the hobby long enough knows that's really not how it works, because you know, you have the stores out there that it's like their job is to order 10 pallets of every release and then throw it on the market and either make no profit, make $1 a box, or just crush everybody else just to prove a point. Ooh, Toxtricity. That's a neat looking one. And that market kind of swing tends to really it makes people quit. It makes other stores stop carrying the product. It makes other stores reduce their allocations. It's a scary thing. And you have to remember, Pokemon is more vulnerable, so is Weiss, compared to Magic. Because Magic's a little bit stricter and tighter on allocations, and they have allocation window, and the beginning of every Magic release, they don't allow, whoa, okay, we got a fancy one. They don't allow you to order endless amounts. All right, Appleton, look at this guy. Appleton. All right, so, well, okay, so we are at 6. And so that's always why I always feel certain CCGs are more dramatic than others. And look at this guy, Glimsnarl. Because again, you know, Pokemon and Weiss, I don't believe require brick and mortar, but just with distributors. So because of that, you're going to see a stronger market swing, because you're going to have, I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to be derogatory about it, but you're going to have a lot of small accounts that are just going to try to get a couple cases of every set sent to their house or their apartment or their condo, and then they're going to just try to flip it and dump them as quick as possible to get their credit card paid for within that 30, 45 day kind of timetable on that timer, you know? And that puts a lot of volatility and downward pressure, Dragapult, on any sealed product in the short term. Of course, me, Creepy Rudy's Basement Emporium, Timmy's Third Ball Tether thing, that my whole system is I actually take a very opposite approach. I like to sit back, and when many times I check a market, if I see any product just getting annihilated with everybody fire sailing, I make the decision to take the entire pallet, throw it in the Rudy Basement Indiana Jones warehouse, and do nothing with it. It just sits there. There's been products that have released that I've literally just never done anything with, because the market was so bad that I've literally waited 30 days, 60 days. There's been a product, I think there's even a Magic product. God, I don't remember the name of it. Was it an unset? I don't even know what our commander set. There was something that literally the market was so, whoa, look at Sydney over here with the fancy hair. That's a cool one to end the video on. That's probably going to be our last hit. We only got one pack left. Yeah, there's been products I fully disagreed with on pricing. Oh, I can give you guys a good Magic example. Let's finish this last pack here. And the close, nothing crazy. Not bad, Keith. You ended up with quite a bit of hits. 7, right? 7 fancy full art flashy things. I don't think we hit any of the super expensive ones. I'm not sure about like the beginning one or the Rillaboom there, but I'm pretty sure these may just be like $5, $10 ones. But still, I mean, you add it up. You're pretty... That's the thing about Pokemon. When you add up everything, the volatility on box prices aren't very extreme compared to other CCGs. I mean, I've opened a Flesh and Blood or a Magic box, and I've seen bad boxes in Standard be worth like $20, $30 instead of a $100 box. But of course, I've opened ones that at the same time, I've seen we've done Flesh and Blood box opening, where instead of, you know, $20, $30, it's been $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 because you hit one crazy cold foil legendary or something nuts, you know? Same thing with Magic. You know, we've done, unless it's Modern Horizons 2, where you open it and then money spits in your face. It's stupid. But you get the idea. Pokemon seems more level, where all the boxes tend to average at 50 to 100. And then if you get like a really good alternate or secret or super rare or whatever it is, it pops you to like 150, 200 for a box if you hit 1 or 2. It seems to be pretty... I can see why a lot of stores don't even want to sell sealed Pokemon. I can definitely see why people would just say, you know, Rudy, dude, we have a small store. We just crack our 60 or 120 boxes of Fusion Strike. Law of large numbers averages out the volatility and the variance, and we just sell singles. I can definitely see people doing that between selling code cards, bulk stuff, you know, kids and family just wanting energy, and then even just regular rares. There are people out there that just want and buy regular rare. They don't even have to be fancy full arts. There's people who still want them or to play with them, or people don't need the alternate arts of the regular art, you know, stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, that's what it was. I want to comment real quick. Good example to end this video was about a little over a year ago, the Zendikar in Magic the Gathering, everybody. That was a great example of the Zendikar collectors and the Zendikar set. But collectors were the most extreme. Zendikar collector boxes were like $250, and then there were just not much. And then Wizards just released the final wave from their warehouse, destroyed the market all the way down from $250 to about $160, $170 at the low. Distributors were stuck with them. Stores didn't want them. And that was something I had to kind of wipe out the checking account and the reserved cash. And I went in and I bought a couple thousand Zendikar collectors on just fire sale. I remember even offering the patrons. I think I was offering them like 180s. And I'll be honest, almost none of the patrons bought them. I think maybe 1% per, like very little. And that's okay. There's sometimes people just don't like it. So I ended up, I wouldn't say getting stuck with it, but I ended up sitting on more than I would have originally liked. Usually I have certain ranges I like to hit or keep positions in. Sometimes they hit a little above that, sometimes a little below. But anyways, here we are. It's only been about 12 to 15 months later. Really not that long in the grand scheme of life and time and investments and collectibles and, you know, X's and jobs and career. I mean, 12 months in life, in all honesty, flies by. If you're working full time, you have a real life going on in the real world, not the metaverse. I mean, a couple months flies by, folks, especially if you're busy every day. Now, if you just sit home in the metaverse and, you know, well, that's different. You need a hug. I'm sorry. But no, seriously, and here we are. The box prices recovered back from that 160, 170 to 200. Now they're 250 plus. And the amount of supply on the open market is just disturbingly low. And, you know, I've told people in other videos that now I think like Zendikar collector boxes are going to head to 300 plus. I think literally by the end of this year, Zendikar collector boxes are going to be pushing 350 to 400. Yeah, that's a bold call, man. But that's not because the cards are going to go up, because there's just not a lot of the sealed boxes in the market anymore. And the attrition in the amount that have been converted from sealed to singles is so high because of the lottery card expedition thing. But anyways, that story, the reason I want to share that on a Pokemon video is I see that with Fusion Strike. I see that. Well, I saw that with Battle Styles. I saw that with Chilling Reign. Evolving's holding up a lot better, but I don't know how much more Evolving's going to come to market. Maybe one small wave, maybe nothing. If nothing comes on Evolving Skies, holy crap. I think it's going to be $200 plus a box by the end of the year. If we get another restock, which, you know, I'm getting mixed answers from different distributors, you know, it'll keep the price flat or it'll push it back down to maybe 120, 130, back down to 90 to 100. It depends on quantity, it depends on what type of people get the product and what their actions and attitudes are and what their financial situation is. if the world, the stock markets, the real estate markets, interest rates, inflation, money machine, if everything continues to be wacky, completely wacky, tobacco, goofy, then yeah, most likely people are getting more jittery on market swings and making them want to liquidate more to raise capital. So there's a lot of outside forces at work. But overall, look at this Pokemon set. I don't know a lot about Pokemon. I'm not going to pretend I do. I'm not going to act like I'm a Pokemon professional. I enjoy the cards. I think they're fun. I think they're gorgeous. I like the uniqueness. I love the characters and the cute artwork and just, no, I don't play the game. I've never played the Pokemon. Even when I was a kid and I collected base, Jungle, Team Rocket, and the gym sets, as a kid, I just liked it. I never really, me and the neighbors, we tried to play, but we didn't really care. We just loved collecting the cards, similar to, like Marvel cards and Pogs. And I never did the Beating Baby thing, but we did the Pogs. We just liked to collect them. We didn't put much money into them, but we just liked them. We had fun, and that's okay. And today I'm looking at these products in 2022. I'm looking at the Battle, the Chilling, the Evolving, the Fusion, and of course, soon to be the Brilliant set. I mean, these are good products, folks. I mean, even the worst one, Battle Styles, that everybody said was going to zero, is back over 90 a box, and that's the worst one. And you're telling me that Chilling and Fusion is just a garbage set? I don't agree. I think time, again, will prove, and, it will show us who's right and wrong and make us all very humble. And I think that's really what it comes down to. So, hope that gives you guys something good to think about. We had a nice, fun Pokemon opening today. Keith, again, I can't tell because I'm just not that knowledgeable on which specific chase cards we want to get, but it felt like a pretty good box opening. So, I hope everyone has a great day. Beautiful world out there. Have a good day.